Hi, how are you doing? I normally do shorts on this channel, but I wanted to make a long form video going through all the images and sneak peeks in the blog channel of the Blocktails Discord. So yeah, let's start with the first image sent after the release of Demo 4. So this first image is a picture of Sedletsky talking to another character. I'm not sure if this is a character important to the story of Demo 5, but it probably is. Next we have an image of the helicopter and the pilot standing beside it. This is one of the two unused vehicles hidden under the map that you can actually get to using glitches. The other one being the Zeppelin. And I think we might be using it in one of the next two chapters. My prediction is that on the Zeppelin you'll be able to board it just like the train, but instead of bandits there'll be a terrorist attack, which I think would be really funny. Okay, the next image shows a few of the new items, and these are my predictions for them. The ROFL waffle will give 10 HP, ketchup and mustard will both give 6 SP, the shield sphere will give you 3 plus defense, the Katros will deal 4 damage to the next opponent to melee attack you, battle armor will give the charge defense effect for 3 turns and deal half the damage the enemy hits you for, mayonnaise will give 12 SP, cheese will give 5 HP and 5 SP, the foam finger will give yourself an extra turn, and I have no idea what this is, so I'll just say it heals SP. The next picture is the player drawing something, which will probably be a minigame. After that we see an early model of the castle, the main set piece of the chapter. Here we have some enemies in the pit of 100 trials, which are enemies found in the heights. Next is the start of the Redcliffe faction area, which has a really cool color scheme if you ask me. Probably my favorite. Next we have some enemies from the Splintered Skies in Redcliffe, and they all look extremely detailed. Way more detailed than the enemies in chapter 4. Next are some stairs leading up to something. However, I'm not sure what it is. For now we also have a default head in between some pillars. Next is a room, which is probably the inside of the castle, and I also see the areas of the previous two images now. After that we have what looks like the inside of the wizard tower, and they really went all out with the detail in every single area of the game, haven't they? Now we have a scene with all the heights enemies, and I think this is Telemon, who plays a big part in the story. Here we have the standard player character picking up the wind force in a very intense looking drawing, which is really cool looking. Next we have a sundial with a spawner logo in the circle. After that we see the new designs of the different flavors of characters, which are blueberry, silver, chocolate and rose, or those are at least the animations they're using. Moving on we have some new cards. Slingshot and Rocketman probably both increase their weapon by 1 damage. The question is if this will affect Baller and Knight, but I think it will, or at the very least they won't stack with these. Next we have something called Mega Rush, and I have no idea what it is supposed to do. It kind of looks like Ante Up, and my best guess is that it gives you the potential to do 1 extra damage point if you attack an enemy first. We also have Firecrackers, which we saw in the trailer and functions the same as the Silver Star in Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. This will probably not work against enemies with defense though, since it's Slingshot. Next we have Bombardment, and I'm thinking it will do the same thing as Firecrackers, except this works on enemies with defense, but deals a bit less damage overall. The next image is a very low quality one of a new fishing. Maybe it's a minigame. Here we have a pixel art of the jacket face and a low poly model of a unicorn. Next there are some portraits of the sun and moon, and a frog that's also fishing. Going away from chapter 5 for a little bit, here's an image of what seems to be the house of Mayor Daniel and Brad in chapter 2. After some months of development, the castle is finally complete alongside the surroundings. And here is, from what I've heard, is the Redcliffe leader sitting on this throne. And after that there's a railway with a sign that basically says there's no speed limit. And here's a clear picture of the Splintered Skies area, with a statue of the Sword Guardian who has the wind force. Next, here are some of the character designs based on the different animation flavors. After that there's a close-up of the random bee with the colon D face, the pressure collab that is now cancelled, this really mystical looking tree, and this pixel art. I have no idea what it is, so don't ask. Next is a room which looks really nice and detailed with lots of paper. There are also more frogs fishing, but instead of a lily pad it's on dock this time. And they updated the icons for greed, solitude, fear, appartition and hatred. I personally like the old solitude and hatred a bit better, if I'm being honest. Anyway, so now we have some models of Mario, Luigi, I mean Apple and Mint. This amazing looking fighting area in the Redcliffe part, which looks crazy and really impressive. As that amazing image, here's a shot of the chapter 3 manor, and I'm not sure what this picture is about. But after that there's a text fragment, and I think this might refer to the king that the statue was based on in the Splintered Skies. And the last Roblox image here is the Cruel King completing the chapter. There's still these two drawn images here, and I don't know if they mean anything or just for community engagement, because these images were released on April 9th and the community engagement channel was made on April 10th, so maybe. And that brings us to today. Subscribe if you want to see more from me, but anyway, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.